Great balls of fire. Last week was a hot start to a new season in Athletes Unlimited. Jamie Ortega enjoyed the heat, especially when she roasted an old friend for her first pro goal. Like a firecracker, Allie Kennedy explosive. She sizzled at the right moment for an overtime winner. So be of good cheer and have yourself a blast with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Ready for Act 2 of a great night in Sparks, Maryland. This is Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. USA Lacrosse HQ is the venue where captains look for bragging rights. This meeting now called to order. Team Taylor Moreno facing Team Dempsey Arsenault. A very pleasant welcome to you alongside Courtney Martinez-Connor, a five-time national champion in Maryland. I'm Joe Beninati. Court, these two teams are just getting together. They're getting acclimated. What's the best way for them to gel together quickly?
You know, the biggest part is knowing one another's nuances on the field. They know each other's strengths, whether they've played together or not. They've played against one another, at least previously, and they often watch one another's games. So if you know what other teammates do, you're more likely to play well.
Courtney, for those of you who will be new to Athletes Unlimited, let's give them a big picture look at the league. 56 world-class players in residence. They're divided into teams of 14 every week by a captain's draft, and the scoring is really unique and fun-filled.
Everything has a point value to it. Scoring a goal, 12 points, making a save, 6 points, but mistakes matter too. So you want to make sure to limit those as much as possible while putting yourself in the best possible position statistically as well as overall quarter wins.
After each week, the player on top of the leaderboard gets to wear the gold jersey the following week. This time around, it's rookie Taylor Moreno in goal, who was calm, cool, and collected in her first weekend as a pro.
Taylor Moreno did a great job of stepping onto the field. She just left the collegiate field, won a national championship, and she has continued her prominence in gold. She makes sure to keep her eye on that ball, and she is a true defensive quarterback.
When you and I worked the collegiate draft, we thought Moreno would fare very well in Athletes Unlimited. These numbers definitely back that up. No player in league history has been a captain for their side more than Dempsey Arsenault, and that's just the end result of a player who has all the skills required to be a leader and hopefully someday for her a champion.
She works hard all over the field, whether it's cutting to goal, dodging off of sweeps. She has her eye on the goal, but she does her job at the defensive end of the field as well, causing turnovers, getting draw controls and possessions for her team.
Almost always a smile on her face, but don't let that smile fool you. A very highly competitive athlete who wants to do well this weekend for her side, all dressed in purple. Earlier today, Team Apuzzo downed Team Johansson, a 12-6 victory for Sam Apuzzo's squad. Apuzzo, North, O'Donnell, Mastriani all had multiple goal performances in that one. With Athletes Unlimited, our goal is to bring you into the game. The players are mic'd up. Goalies can have conversations with us. Captain Moreno helps us out tonight. Taylor, I know that you're a very recent national champion at North Carolina. In what ways did you find the pro game different from the college game last weekend?
It's definitely faster. These shots are coming with people standing in front of you. No 3 seconds, no shooting space. So just definitely be ready at all times. But other than that, it's still a great game to play, and super excited for where it's going to go.
Taylor, there was a little cloud burst about 15, 20 minutes ago. How's the field? How's your crease?
Good. Nothing going on here. Stick's still dry. I'm still dry. It's all I can ask for.
Go get them. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you, guys.
That's Taylor Moreno on top of the leaderboard as we get set for Game 2. Game 8 overall of 24 this season. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you. We're off and running. Team Moreno in gold, Team Arsenault in purple. And right off the jump, it's Marie McCool, who was the #1 overall selection in the draft back on Monday. Courtney, every Monday, we shuffle the deck, if you will. New captains, new teams, and they have a couple of days of practice to get ready, and then they're off and running.
Marie McCool, always an integral part of her team. Many fans probably wondering why she didn't take that shot right off the bat.
Arsenault will, and Moreno makes a strong stop in the game's first 30 seconds.
But oftentimes, draw takers are using a different stick to take the draw and then changing them after winning possession, just as Marie McCool did in that first draw.
Yeah, that's a great point, Courtney, and hopefully throughout the night we may be able to show you how the draw takers make the exchanges to get back into play. They are hesitant to take the shot when they have their draw stick. They're much more accustomed to the fancy one that produces all the points, like it does from time to time for Jamie Ortega. Ortega rolling back against Dowdy, snapped it high over top of the cage, guarded by one of the captains from last weekend. That's Kaylee Waters, late of Team USA in the nets for Team Arsenault. Fortunato finds McCone. Lindsay McCone getting to the outside against McCool. Fakes the flip, turns the corner, getting topside. She lost her balance there. Bumped down to the turf. Ground ball comes up. That's a scoop for Allie Kennedy. She's off and running. 4-3 in the fast break. Move it quickly, work it down low. Majorana! She scores!
From the defensive end all the way into the attacking zone. Team Arsenault showcasing their speed, and that begins with Allie Kennedy. After her battle for that ball, we see the team set up in a little box. That's a 4-on-3. That's exactly the shape that you want to be in. Aurora accordingly moving the ball nice and low to Hallie Majorana. Not a lot of angle, but she was able to take this shot with ease, getting rid of it quickly before Cookie Carr, wearing number 83 in gold, was able to make any defensive pressure on her.
I just love watching Majorana shoot the ball. That was from tight range. She was second in assists, tied for second in helpers last week with Charlotte North. There she calls her own number on the end of the break, and it's 1-0 for Team Arsenault in purple. You know, Hallie said it at the outset. This may be the last go-round for her in professional lacrosse. She may be considering retirement by season's end as McCool is slow to get up. Majorana says she'll accept whatever role comes her way, and right now she's tending to McCool as Marie gets back up. Our officials are Lynn Bowers, Julie Wakes, Patty Kletcher-Porter, Kim Kramer, and Margaret Kondracki.
Hard contact right there, and that's what the referees are giving the ball to Marie McCool. Ultimately a card to Cookie Carr as well. So it's going to be a power play, a 6-on-5 for Team Arsenault.
Player up via that cross-checking call against Cookie Carr. Majorana, nice feed. In tight there, the slam dunk attempt from Kenzie Kent. She didn't convert. Player up for another 40 seconds, but the backup on the end line, it's a turnover conversion, and that's a plus 12 for the hustle of Kira Pelton. As Team Moreno in goal will advance Emma Trenchard down the alleyway for Courtney Fortunato. Fortunato was very quiet in week one, unusual for a player who has terrific goal-scoring ability.
Courtney Fortunato has done a great job in her season one. I do expect for that to translate into season two. Again, many of the players just getting comfortable with learning and knowing their roles on these new teams.
McCone was flattened there. Kennedy bouncing out, 42 in the purple. In a foot race, stride for stride with her is Kelly McPartland. McCool, nice face dodge, right on in, score! Marie McCool got cleaned out at the end, but she converts.
Straight from the defensive end yet again. Dempsey Arsenault's team in the purple jerseys. They are pushing the transition game, and they are doing it quickly. Allie Kennedy being that spark. We saw that little 4-on-3 action, then the 5-on-4. Marie McCool faking that pass, created that lane to the goal. They all kind of looked like she was going to make a pass. And that nice little face dodge to the inside. She had her hands free. Offensively, Team Arsenault is looking pretty powerful in their transition game.
Two tallies in 76 seconds. Majorana and McCool back-to-back. Marie into the draw circle. Marie was number one in draw controls last week. For every draw control you get a +2. Remember, in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, individual points for stats, team win points for the quarter and for the game, and MVP voting post-game from your mates and from members in the Unlimited Club. Those points all add up to one eventual champion. It's a cumulative running total for all the points that were amassed last weekend carry over to this weekend. Doubleheader Thursday night, doubleheaders coming up Saturday and Sunday afternoon here at USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. Ortega, two-person game with Scotty Rose Growney. That pass gets away. Chased on the end line by the captain, Dempsey Arsenault. New Hampshire native working back after the third turnover against Team Moreno. It's 6-on-6 at this end of the field. The rosters are set at 14 per team. Goal line to goal line, 75 yards, 95 yards total, end line to end. It's 2-0 for Team Arsenault in the first 4 minutes of play. Kenzie Kent, who led the league in assists last year, will flip. Allie Kennedy with a sidewinder, and Moreno takes that at her knees. 6 points for the goalie save. Taylor had a couple of games last week where she was threatening double figures in saves, as Cookie Carr will advance.
If it seems offensively like Team Arsenault are able to connect a little bit better offensively, it's because 7 total players on that field, 1 being from Team Canada, but 6 from Team USA. Kenzie Kent was an alternate, but many of those players had been together throughout USA training camp. They definitely have played together a lot more than what you look at Team Moreno in gold, and that's a clear advantage.
Snapshot here, fine save by Waters, who was a member of Team USA in the nets with Liz Hogan. Her first stop on the night. Team USA winning a 4th straight World Lacrosse Women's World Championships, the first side to ever do it on home soil. Those games were contested at Towson University nearby. Aurora Cordingley on the go against Carr. Cordingley stopping and starting. Waiting for a passing lane to open. McCool to the outside, lets it fly, and it's Moreno crossing over to make that stop. A little bit more than 4 minutes to go in the opening frame. Scotty Rose Growney hauled it ahead. Scotty clicked for a 2-pointer. It's outside that 8-meter key. You see that in front of Kaylee Waters shaping up. Fortunato ready to go to the cooker. Beautiful shot, she scored! Turned that around Palermo and beat Waters. Courtney Fortunato on the scoreboard. A 2-1 advantage. We know about all the goal scoring in Athletes Unlimited. Only one player can be first on the board. It was Hallie Majorana in dramatic fashion. We'll show it to you when we return. Team Arsenault out to a 2-1 advantage. There are 20 points on the line for the team that wins the quarter. We have 4 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the opening frame. On Saturday, folks, we have a Premier Lacrosse League action, PLL game between the Archers and Atlas. It comes up at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It'll come your way from the Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas. Fun to watch Atlas attacker Jeff Teat scoring extremely well in the season. Hallie Majorana, she says she takes after her dad athletically, her dad Thomas, and after her mom Ellen socially. Last season it was Hallie Majorana who had the first goal in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse history. She has a very, very happy recollection of that for all time. Taken on the run, down low, behind the back! Hello, Hallie Majorana starts the league in style.
It was definitely pretty special, but I give a lot of credit to Kayla Wood, who got the draw control and saw me open down near the cage. But something that just came over me to go behind the back, and I was lucky to pull it off. But it was an incredible, experience, right? We waited for so long to play with the pandemic and everything, so just to be out on the field again to play was awesome.
Hallie didn't waste any time, did she, Court? She was on the board lightning fast, and she's having, I believe, a better season so far this year, just 4 games in, than last.
I would have to agree with that. She's a great ball handler. She has such high IQ. Her creativity makes her exciting to watch, but she has the ability to put up big points, and we are certainly seeing that through the first 4 games of this season.
We were watching Charlotte North shoot earlier today for Team Apuzzo, big winners over Team Johansson. When I watch Hallie Majorana warming up, she has that same snap of the wrist. Just amazing the way they pick the top corners in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 2-1, Courtney Fortunato, the last player on the board for Team Moreno in goal. Joe and Court with you, just over 4 minutes left. in the opening quarter as the shadows lengthen. This is the second of 2 games today, and all 4 teams are back on the turf for Saturday and Sunday afternoon double dips. Cookie Carr advancing in her early 30s. Cookie Carr, who is a member of the board of directors with USA Lacrosse. We're at their headquarters here in Sparks, Maryland.
Cookie Carr, longtime Team USA veteran. She was not a part of the World Championships this past year, but her leadership within the program for the 2 World Championships prior to with Team USA were invaluable. So many players looking up to her over their years with the team.
She does have 2 golds on her mantle. Fortunato working in, distribute this, Ortega, then Scotty Rose Growney off the hitch, trying to get away from Kennedy. Good luck with that. Allie stays to you like you're stuck together with glue. Girardi feeds. Scotty Rose Growney turns and scores. Undaunted by the defense of Kennedy. It's a tie game.
Tremendous ball movement by Team Moreno. We see Scotty Rose Growney with the ball right here, putting it into the hands of her teammate Molly Stevens to Jill Girardi. Back again to Scotty Rose Growney. The more you move the ball, the more beneficial and opportunities you will have offensively. You get defense to shift and turn and move, and it is very hard to match your foot speed with the speed of the ball.
Nice feed from Girardi for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited lacrosse season. Aspiration is planting 10 trees heading into this week. 590 have been committed to for this season and counting. We thank Aspiration, our sustainability partner, for their support. We go inside the circle. Girardi and Sydney Watson. Sydney, 27 in the purple. The daughter of 2 retired police officers. Sydney Watson mentioned to us that she'd love to be in the FBI someday. Think about, like criminal minds stuff.
I always feel like that's a field that I would be really good in.
You do?
Because I watch like Matlock, the old time ones, and it's like, all right, I can do this.
All of us are TV trained. Halfway through the shot clock, on the move, roll dodge inside. Not enough room there for Kenzie Kent, who is great at slithering off the end line. Shot clock's at 20. A 2-2 score with 2:25 to go. In this opening quarter, 20 points are on the line for the team that wins the frame. Kent backing away from her defender. It's McPartland. Ooh, that's a high hit, flattening the likes of Aurora accordingly. She's slow to get back up. Tewaaraton Award finalist, began her career collegiately at Johns Hopkins, finished it up with a flurry at Maryland, and this is going to be a yellow card. Time serving against McPartland, another former Terp.
As we take a look at this inside, that initial stick, it was the second one by McPartland that's giving her this 8-meter on the 8-meter key.
Free position shot. We haven't seen very many of them. This is straight away, accordingly against Moreno. Right on in. Oh, beautiful crossover save. Moreno does it again on the follow-up. The third chance finds a home. If at first or second you don't succeed, try again.
So very unlucky on that one. We had Taylor Moreno with a great job. We see this initial save off of Aurora Accordingly's 8-meter, and then once again off of Dempsey Arsenault. But the third time's a charm, just like you had mentioned. Kenzie Kent picking up this ground ball and shooting around. Moreno was high on her crease at that point, and that's all you have to do is not just shoot straight away, take a minute to think about it, and put it around the goalkeeper with the entire net behind her.
Kenzie Kent had tallies in 2 of 3 last weekend. She had assists in 2 of 3 as well. As the shadows lengthen, we near 8 o'clock in the Eastern time zone. Team Arsenault back out in front. They had the first 2 tallies, compliments of Majorana and McCool. Fortunato and Growney tied it at 2, but now you are all caught up with 2 minutes to go in quarter 1. Draw control, 2 more points for Allie Kennedy. Kennedy, who had the overtime game winner for her side last weekend. Waters loves to throw those lengthy passes. This one is incomplete. And it's a turnover against Team Arsenault. There's a facilitator on the sideline for Team Moreno. That's Nicole Flores. When I say facilitator, think helper, advisor, support staff, almost an assistant GM on Mondays when it's time to draft the teams as well.
It can be very difficult being the captain. Whether you're a goalkeeper on the field or an attacker or defender, you need somebody on the sideline kind of reiterating that message, the game plan that you would want it to follow.
Lindsay McCone thinking 2. Waters with a denial there. Her second stop of the ball game. McCone will circle it back up with a fresh 60-second shot clock and 70 seconds in the quarter as we hear a timeout called, asked for by Team Moreno. Chance for them to set up some strategy late in the frame, trailing by 1 with 20 points on the line. Folks, it's time for you to earn points for watching. If you're an Unlimited Club member, enter the code on your screen right now into your Athletes Unlimited app. That'll earn you points, move you up the leaderboard. To get the app downloaded today for free at your app store. Get access to the great Athletes Unlimited content and experiences all season long. Each of these teams, unique, likely never to occur again. Allie Kennedy playing for Team Arsenault, mic'd up. Let's go into the game with the Air National Guard.
Impossible? Huh. Watch. H-Money, are you raving about this weather right now? I'm soaking it all in because Saturday and Sunday,
I know, you're not like...
I'm gonna be drenched.
So you might as well just like pop off today,
Might as well. It's Thursday night, it's ladies' night, I heard. Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Great job. Yes! Are you okay? You guys got left over. No, yeah.
All right, so here's the deal. If Allie Kennedy gets away with calling Hallie Majorana H-Money, can I call you C-Money from now on?
Sure.
You like it?
Yeah.
H-Money. Allie Kennedy having a great time, wearing the microphone for us. A 3-2 advantage for Team Arsenault. Everybody's trying to climb the Geico leaderboard. And as we get into week 2, you start to see more colors on the leaderboard. Sam Apuzzo setting the pace, her team victorious earlier today. Rotating 14 by 14. Marie McCool far down at 28. That won't stay that way for much longer. She's highly productive. We are in the tail end of the opening quarter. Dempsey Arsenault's bunch on top by 1 point. Fortunato fakes the flip. Fortunato with room. She scores! A little razzle-dazzle, a little trickery, and we're tied at 3.
Excellent job by Team Moreno. Initially, they were looking to clear a lane. The opportunities weren't there, so they were patient with the ball. And ultimately, Courtney Fortunato right there, faking the flip. It certainly faked out Ali Palermo for Team Arsenault. That gave her some space to challenge. Excellent job selling it. Both she and her teammates in the gold.
Fortunato must have heard me when I said that her productivity last weekend was nowhere near normal. Fortunato already with a couple of tallies today. She had 3 2s last year. She was in the top 6 in goals overall a season ago. And she has just knotted the score at 3. If we remain tied up after 1, the second quarter would then become worth 40. Look at this, right off the draw, McCone steps right on in, score! Lindsay McCone, right from the draw, circle to the net.
Lindsay McCone showing her speed. This goal was just 7 seconds after they scored their third to tie things up. Lindsay McCone confident with the ball in her stick. She went from World Championships to the World Games to Athletes Unlimited, and she is not slowing down a single ounce. That nice little hesitation, that little fake before finishing gets your goalie to bite. Excellent job by Lindsay McCone, number 36 in gold, 46 in gold.
Lindsay always reminds us that she thinks that Athletes Unlimited is a dream come true. The celebration on the sideline for Team Moreno, now on top by 1 point, 32 seconds remaining. You know, last year, Court, when we were heading into the initial season of Athletes Unlimited, we realized that, you know, players were working their way back through injury, through lots of adversity. And Lindsay shared with us that her adversity came her junior year in college. Her brother passed away, her brother Will, and she had to fight through with her family members. And every time Lindsay gets on the board, every time I watch Lindsay, I have a smile on my face. She works so hard to be her best. Cordingley turning now with 5 seconds to go. Aurora Cordingley, well defended by Cookie Carr. Kenzie Kent does not have enough time to operate, and Moreno stealing the quarter thanks to that late goal from Lindsay McCone. They get 20 points for all 14 players dressed in the gold. Done with one, ready to move on to quarter number 2 with you. Fast hands on display, high scoring as usual, from behind the goggles and into the fast break. Majorana one of the tallies, Moreno on the lead. Back with a second after this. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, all about forging a great relationship with the fans. Sammy Joe Tracy, Katie O'Donnell, so happy to sign autographs post-game. The lines are long for Kayla Wood and her mates. Second season of Athletes Unlimited, the first for Charlotte North, and hasn't she ever blossomed in her first 4 games as a pro, winning earlier today with Sam Apuzzo's side, 12-6 over Team Johansson. It's 4-3 after 10 minutes worth of work. Taylor Marino's squad earning 20 points. Taylor Marino, the netminder, the rookie in the cage, the number 1 overall on the leaderboard when play began. As we remind you about WNBA action on ESPN and the app, Brianna Stewart leading the Storm against Elena Deladon and the Mystics. Seattle's squad second in the West. Washington placing third in the East. Appointment viewing for you coming your way Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Team Moreno gets Team Apuzzo on Saturday, 4 o'clock in Athletes Unlimited. We'll have that one for you on ESPN2. Team Arsenault in the purple tonight. They get Team Johansson, 1:30 Saturday afternoon right here. Courtney and I will be with you on ESPN+. All these games this season, we are so proud to have them on the ESPN family of networks. Chilling out on a Thursday night. Temperatures as we started this game, Courtney, hovering in the high 80s. They were mid-90s in the first game won by Team Apuzzo.
Despite the fact that this is a second game, essentially less rest compared to the first game, they are playing under different conditions. It's not as hot as you had mentioned, and your body seems to be upheld a little bit better without all the lack of heat, intensity, tiresome.
There was about a 10-15 minute little cloud burst, Court, right around 7:15 Eastern time while the teams were warming up. They were being introduced to the fans as the rain was pelting down on them. It did help to take some of the humidity out. As Dempsey Arsenault works 6-on-6 at this end of the field, you can tell by the setting sun now the shadows are getting long. The lights are starting to take effect here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Marie McCool for Majorana. Majorana looking to the interior, sweeps, gets topside there. Hawked defensively by Cookie Carr. Emma Trenchard, the reigning defender of the year in the NCAA, off the national champion Tar Heels side, wears 91 in the gold. No room for Cordingley yet, 12 seconds to shoot. Kent will operate, they go through a weave from behind the cage. Moreno there to shut the short side down on Majorana.
Hallie Majorana drawing the foul on that last one. Hard contact to the body. Let's see if they called that inside the 8-meter key. If so, she'll get the ball at the top. As we watch on your right-hand side, that defensive push after the shot is what they are calling right here. So it was outside of the 8-meter key. She will not get a free position.
Working from the severe angle, Moreno has a half a dozen stops, and Taylor gets 6 points for every save she makes in the game tonight. Hallie Majorana, who had the first goal of the day. Marie McCool would follow. Arsenault feeds inside, shovel shot, score! Jumping for joy, Kenzie Kent, crafty for her second on the night.
Dempsey Arsenault, captain of her team in the purple jerseys right here. We see off of that restart the ball movement, feeding back inside Kenzie Kent with a nice little Twizzler shot right here. Not a lot of angle on the run. Twizzlers very hard to do. Generally, you see players planting their feet, getting more power on that.
There's a very interesting pattern that Kenzie Kent ran there to create space, and working a quick kinship with Dempsey Arsenault. Kenzie, you mentioned, was an alternate on the Team USA squad, so she was around Jenny Levy's practice all the time, as was Haley Warden. Kayla Wood would have been there from time to time, too. Taylor Moreno, in essence, was the third goalie behind Hogan and Waters for Team USA. You have to develop chemistry quickly to do well in Athletes Unlimited. Kent has the ball again. For the third time, we've been tied in this opening half, just now nearing the 2-minute mark of quarter two. Majorana off the roll dodge, playing catch on the outside with Arsenault, who'll sweep at the 8-meter key. Dempsey forced back, finds McCool. McCool normally with that great first step. She's picked up on the perimeter by Molly Little. Kenzie Kent, 22 seconds to operate, ball's out of her cross. Deliberate possession now for Team Arsenault. Kent likes to keep the cross in her left, goes for Kennedy. Lets this one fly, fought off by Moreno on the end line, closest to the ball in a shot. Where and when it leaves the playing surface, it belongs to Aurora accordingly.
A shot clock reset means more possession time for the team in purple. That's a huge advantage to get another opportunity at this with another 60 seconds.
Lurking back behind the goal. Play it on the wing here for McCool. Isolating against McPartland. Help comes from Carr. Switch it over the top off the split dodge to the alley, waltzing right on in. Oh, Moreno with an excellent stop. Taylor Moreno slamming those feet together. She's made 8 saves in the first half, and we still have 7 minutes to go.
I cannot tell you how hard that is to stop a 1v none. That means the attacker without any defensive pressure on her. And we see Aurora accordingly with the ball right here, tiptoeing on the crease, right on the doorstep, looking to go between the 5-hole. That's between the legs of the goalkeeper. And Taylor Moreno said, not today.
As we switch to the offensive end for Team Moreno, Shayna Parekha is with us for a chair chat here in the second quarter. From your vantage point, Shayna, what are you seeing to this point in the contest?
I think it's a battle right now. I mean, I think the biggest thing for us is the draw. We need to come up with a few more of those, but I think it's a really fun game. It's back and forth, and I'm excited.
Shayna, you do an amazing job at the 2-pointers. Are we going to see some of those today?
I hope so.
Shayna, you can applaud for Allie Kennedy. What kind of a spark plug is she to an offense?
Oh, she's amazing. I've gotten the opportunity to play with her for both weeks so far. She's an amazing teammate, and she's a hustler. She's everywhere on the field. She's so fast, and she brings so much energy. I love playing with her.
As you look at your team right now, what was the big focus coming into today's game, your very first one of the week?
We had 2 great practices this week. I think we were focusing on just playing our game, doing what we did in practice, sticking to our game plan, and getting the best out of each other.
Shayna, you and I have talked about this on the practice field. I find that your release is really problematic for goalies. How did you learn to shoot in that way? And what is it about your shot that you think catches goalies off guard?
I think it's just a lot of repetition. Me and my dad, growing up in the backyard, in the basement, we worked on it over and over and over. I think the difference between my shot and others is that I like to shoot on the run from that range instead of stepping down, which is typically normal from shooting at that range. But yeah, it's just a lot of repetition, a lot of practice.
Last week we had the opportunity to see you and your sister teammates. This week obviously a little bit different. Can you talk about when you play with your sister versus against her?
I definitely like playing with her rather than against her. One, because I feel like we have a lot of really great chemistry on the field, but she's a tough defender and I definitely do not want to go against her. So
Shayna, we look forward to seeing you the rest of the night tonight. Go there and crank it up when you get a chance, will you?
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
6-4 now. Arsenault back on the board. Dempsey helping her own cause a few moments ago.
Definitely seems like with Pareka in the chair, that was some good luck for Team Arsenault. They scored a couple goals, had some life, some energy, and were able to beat Team Moreno finally, who had multiple saves back to back. And their last 2 goals have been in the last 21 seconds.
That's all it takes. They're on a 3-point run. They have the only 3 goals in this second quarter. Remember, in Athletes Unlimited, if you win the quarter collectively, everybody, all 14 on your roster, you'll get 20 points on the leaderboard. Sydney Watson down in a heap, goggles off. The draw control and the possession is going to be awarded to Team Moreno in goal. Lindsay McCone, who struck at the tail end of the opening quarter, won 20 points for her side back in the first frame. Arsenault's squad has the upper hand to this point in draw controls today. Ortega on the move, picked up on the outside by Sarah Cooper. They pass it on around. Scotty Rose Growney with a bid. She scores! Somehow that sneaks through Waters.
I like how Team Moreno slowed things down a bit. Jamie Ortega carried the ball to the far corner and then got set into her motion offensively. That was Taylor Van Toff with her eyes up, seeing her teammate, Scotty Rose Growney right there, making a nice strong cut. That little fake, freezing Dowdy, and she was able to shoot around. She got her arms up and away from her body. Oftentimes we say the stick has eyes. If you get the head of your stick away from that defensive player and snap around, you give yourself a little bit of a better angle.
Waters really looked like she had a good approach on that shot from Scotty Rose Growney. Her cross seemed to be in the right spot. An odd bounce, however, and it slips past as Watson and McCone are back inside the draw circle. That was the first shot of this quarter for Team Moreno, and it hits Pater. Watson looking for the open player. That gets away from Aurora accordingly. A turnover back to Team Moreno. Those are expensive in Athletes Unlimited. When you turn it over, you lose 8 points. McCone in traffic, working ahead. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. A little bit more than the halfway mark of quarter 2. Scotty Rose Growney wants it, just coming off the sideline. 56 players are in residence with Athletes Unlimited, and Court, the women all have a great time at the headquarters. Brings them back to a little bit of a college lacrosse sorority atmosphere. On the move, Fortunato, who was a big scorer in the opening frame, looking for more. Down under, she sent it wide. It'll be backed up on the end line by Vanthoff. We have a TV timeout, a chance to catch our breath. Team Moreno's side, 1 down to Team Arsenault. Back to Sparks, Maryland in a moment. Strategy session continues for Team Moreno on the sideline. They're trailing Team Arsenault. It's a 6-5 advantage. Dempsey's group a 3-1 lead in the second quarter with 20 points on the line for winning that frame. Within the Unlimited Club, we provide great benefits, including voting on some league decisions, interactions with the players. There are signed items available and much more. For a limited time, you can join as an MVP level member, and you'll also receive an exclusive Unlimited Club Lacrosse t-shirt. For more information or to join today, go to auprosports.com. Team Moreno in the middle of that huddle. She and Molly Doherty wearing those chrome domes. Nice looking helmets for the netminders.
You know, it's 90% about looking good. You have to look good in order to play good.
Well, Moreno has definitely played well while she's looking good. Moreno save total already up to 8. And last week she was incredible. I mean, when you have a save percentage over 60 in lacrosse, as a goalie you're doing really well. She was 63 plus.
That's an amazing save percentage. Oftentimes, you know, in the women's game, we say over 50%. So to be nearing that 65% point, it just shows that she is able to come up with some big time stops in goal and oftentimes sparking her offensive set.
When we started play today, Thursday, Team Apuzzo beat Team Johansson, and Taylor Moreno was on top of the leaderboard as she's making her way back to the cage. Taylor, we just showed a graphic of you and your numbers last week. I wonder, do you pay attention to save percentage numbers? You were over 63 last week.
I had no idea.
Really?
No, I did not look.
63 is pretty good, my friend.
Yeah, that was definitely better than my college one.
Taylor, translating from the defensive end to the offensive end, what has been the message that you've given your team?
We're just trying to stay composed. Obviously, lacrosse can be a game of runs, so it's just a matter of maintaining their runs and then getting a couple on our side. So really just looking forward to taking care of the ball, working them hard, making them work for everything, and hopefully coming out with a win this quarter.
Taylor, thanks very much. I'm sure you're looking for bragging rights when you look at the end of the field and you see Kaylee Waters there. As we carry along, 4 minutes left in the second quarter now, with possession for Team Arsenault in purple. On the back end, Courtney Taylor, Allie Palermo, Sarah Cooper, and Meg Dowdy will be defending in front of Waters, who will jog it up. Waters likes to sprinkle the ball around. At the midline, it is Courtney Taylor, out of Boston College, the rookie, and she said it. I mean, at least she was honest. It's really nerve-wracking to play against the best players in the world.
She did such a great job having her graduate year at Boston College, had played previously at Temple, and her story's pretty unique in that when she had that change to Boston College, it was her tremendous defensive effort when she was at Temple in the NCAAs that opened up that opportunity for her to play to the Boston Eagles.
Majorana's bid from the angle. That's easy pickings for Moreno, the way she's dialed in. She's almost at double figures in terms of stops. Moreno had a 10-save game against Reed last week, and she's knocking on the door of that again tonight. Cookie Carr, unfamiliar territory for her at the offensive end. She'll make the exchange. Fortunato leans in against Taylor. Back behind the goal, little hide and seek from Girardi. A sidewinder shot that hit the defender. That hit, it appeared to be Allie Kennedy there, and Girardi is likely to get a card, and she will get it from official Patty Kletcher-Porter.
It's going to be a minute opportunity for Team Arsenault to have a 6v5 in their offensive set. We see as Jill Girardi's coming around the back side of the crease. That hard contact that she took right there, she was hoping that a foul was going to be called by Allie Kennedy. However, in reverse, because she took the shot, she is going to be the one serving that 60-second penalty.
The hardworking, businesslike Jill Girardi, rookie out of Northwestern, a first-team All-American midfielder. She has a seat. Player up for Arsenault in the purple. A chance to advance their 1-point lead now with a little bit more than 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. They do have the quarter lead, does Arsenault, by my count, 3 points to 1. Set it up and swing it around with Kenzie Kent. Offering to Shayna Pareca, who just visited with us for a chair chat. Don't be surprised if Shayna spots up behind that 8-meter key looking for a 2. Majorana on the feed. Stop attempt, score! Allie Kennedy.
Excellent job for Team Arsenault. Moving the ball, shifting the defense. We see as they are all spread, making the defensive players have to slide from a farther distance. Their package not as easy when you are defending with one less player. Hallie Majorana faking like she was going to shoot, and you saw Cookie Carr pointing, number 83 in goal, pointing for that cross crease slide, which never came. That opened up Allie Kennedy to be able to take that shot.
Kenzie Kent has a couple of goals, so too Allie Kennedy with her second on the evening. She had a pair of 2-goal games last weekend. Allie Kennedy among the top 8 in goals a season ago, better than 20 when we played Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse at Maureen Hendricks Field. Waters makes a sparkling stop there on a sprint from Molly Stevens. Another chance, the follow-up score, it's McCone.
Team Moreno working hard, getting that ball off of the turnover. Tremendous amount of pressure we watch right here that first shot, Molly Stevens, and then the ball was turned over on the clear. Lindsay McCone picking up the ground ball, battling through 1, 2, 3 defensive players. Kaylee Waters outside of the goal cage. But right here, Courtney Fortunato, it looks like she was the one who potentially may get the cause turnover points, which that's big.
She definitely made it difficult for Waters on the clear. McCone was the beneficiary, and her 4th of the young season puts this game back on the teeter-totter. It's 7-6 Arsenault with 1:38 separating us from halftime festivities. A special look at the North Carolina Tar Heels in Athletes Unlimited. Look at this, going to goal, right on cue, Jamie Ortega. The #1 goal scorer in North Carolina history makes her presence felt.
Offensively, you want to be able to push fast breaks, create numbers in transition. And that is exactly what Team Moreno did right off of the draw. This last one was 7 seconds from their previous goal. As we look at these draw takers, right inside, all eyes are on them. And as we watch the ball into possession of Jamie Ortega, if we can freeze this right here, her speed to the goal is what I want to highlight. She has a lot of angle. She takes her defender on the underside, protecting her stick, all while running full speed. Very difficult, but she is one who knows how to score goals, as she is UNC's leading goal scorer out of her time there, where she had just graduated this past season.
You could put her in any attacking position. She's going to get to the goal and do well when she gets there. That's her 6th. Last time out for Jamie, she had a hat trick last weekend. Folks, don't miss your chance to come on out and see all this excitement with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse in person. It's right here at USA Lacrosse HQ in Sparks, Maryland. Tickets available today. This is where you need to head, auprosports.com/tickets. Join those folks in the stands here at USA Lacrosse headquarters in what is now a 7-7 game by my count in the second quarter alone. Arsenault has the lead 4-3. It's the 4th time we've been tied in the opening half, but as far as the second quarter is concerned, which exists for another 80 seconds, Team Arsenault is in the driver's seat looking for those 20 points. All 14 players on your roster would win those 20 points if Arsenault's group wins this quarter. Dempsey will switch it for McCool. McCool running right by Kira Pelton. Help comes from Little. Little shovel pass for Aurora Cordingley back behind the nets. On the hop defensively, it's Van Thoff. Cordingley not able to get underneath, not just yet. 18 seconds to shoot, that pass gets away. On the ground ball, it's a 2-point scoop there for Little. Little gets double teamed, gets the helping cross from her captain, the netminder Taylor Moreno. She zips a pass that's too tall. Meg Dowdy was waiting there to make the steal. Put it back with 27 seconds to go. Shot clock's turned off. Team Arsenault can have the last possession and in such a way win this quarter for sure.
A tremendous effort in coming up with that ball in the air. Meg Dowdy essentially securing this 20-point quarter for her team in purple.
Earlier today, Team Apuzzo doubled up Team Johansson. This is a 7-7 stalemate as we reach the end of the opening half right now with McCool fanning on a drive inside the 8-meter key. We're tied up after 20, and in the second quarter, it's 20 points for everybody in purple. Team Arsenault celebrating the 4-3 second quarter win. Halfway home in this one, Kaylee Waters is in a good mood. It's been hard to beat Taylor Moreno, but occasionally they're turning the light on. Scotty Rose Growney just the same. 7-all, back to Sparks at the half. Not far from Baltimore, Maryland, are we in Sparks as dusk is setting this Thursday night. Game 8 of 24 in the Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season number 2. We have a 7-7 draw after 20 minutes. Team Moreno and Team Arsenault on the score sheet. There are 3 players from North Carolina who have scored in the game tonight. Team Moreno and Team Arsenault have traded the win points per quarter, 20 apiece. Everybody on the roster gaining ground as a result. Folks, there are a whole lot of Tar Heels who have flocked from Chapel Hill, North Carolina to Athletes Unlimited. Let's start with Marie McCool chatting about Tar Heel pride.
Someone made a joke to me. They're like, you got the UNC Tar Heel team out there. And I was like, yeah, we do. Like, it feels so good to be back with some of my best friends.
Representing Carolina is a huge honor, and it's something I take a lot of pride in. I think the Tar Heel community is extremely special, and there's a reason why there's so many of us here.
It's unreal. I mean, I get to play with girls that I never played with at Carolina, and then girls that I played only 1 year with, and then girls I played all 5 years with. When I look at all my fellow Tar Heels here and what they've done in their careers, it's amazing, and to kind of put myself next to them is also just something that's like incomprehensible. It speaks volumes to the culture that that's been developed at Carolina.
That is a question, you know, what makes Carolina good? And, you know, it's the people.
And the fact that they won a national championship after, like, I mean, what an amazing season. Like, you can't write a better story for them.
On the outside, yeah, it looks perfect. It's 22-0, undefeated, but it wasn't just we had some lows, and I think that's what made the end feel so good.
It's everything I've ever dreamed of, and that's why I went to UNC to win a national championship.
Ultimately, I came back to win a national championship, and the feeling is indescribable. What makes it so special is my teammates and who I was surrounded by, and doing it with those people.
I'm just happy to have been able to bring that home to Chapel Hill for my other teammates who are pretty much like sisters to me.
Courtney, it's rather amazing when you think about it. A quarter of the league has bloodlines back to North Carolina.
You know, I think that brings positivity to the league. Obviously, how to win when you have a bunch of players who've played together previously and know what it takes to win that national championship, and then they're able to kind of give that confidence to others and those around them. It's something special.
We are in a 7-7 draw at the half. Speaking of Carolina blue, wearing gold, Jamie Ortega on the board to tie things. Back with highlights in a moment. How about that little shooter trying to muscle up on the radar gun, shooting in the tents nearby here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. We are 7-7 after 20 minutes, each team with 20 points by virtue of a quarter win in the first and second, respectively. Joe Beninati and Courtney Martinez-Connor with you. Court's a 5-time national champion at Maryland. You know, it's not easy to handicap these games. Are you surprised by the score now after 20?
You know, I am. I think we have a team of youth and then a team of a lot of experience, especially internationally. So surprised that it's tied 7-7, but I think that shows two competing teams right now who are battling for everything.
Former Notre Dame star Courtney Fortunato is having a very, very good game. She was on the board a couple of times in the opening half. We break down her efforts right here.
Courtney Fortunato taking control, and we look at her space that she created. She saw it, she made sure that she shot around her defensive player, but when you have a lane and you don't take it as an offensive player, something is wrong. Courtney definitely heard you talking about she was on fire last year, and so this year she's decided to show us yet again here in Game 4, looking to challenge off of the sweeping dodge, creating a different type of space from up top off of the flip pass. Courtney Fortunato with her second goal of the game.
Little sleight of hand there, faking the flip. Numbers-wise, the shot story favors Team Arsenault in the purple by a healthy margin. From a turnover standpoint, we haven't seen nearly as many as we did in the opener today when Team Apuzzo down Team Johansson.
Surprising things, Team Arsenault outshooting Team Moreno, yet the score is tied. Draw controls, they are beating them by 4. That's another surprise. As well as Team Moreno, they have 7 turnovers compared to Team Arsenault. If you're looking at the stats alone, besides the score, you would assume that Team Arsenault would be winning this game, but Taylor Moreno is doing an outstanding job in goal.
That'll do it for us at the half. We'll get you back to enjoy the third with those folks here in the stands in a moment on ESPN. Courtney prefers the white and the tie-dye blue if you're going to the merchandise tent for her. 7-7 score. Moreno and Arsenault are level at 7 after 20 minutes. Allie Kennedy has been a factor as usual this time around for Team Arsenault. She's wearing a microphone. We can go into the game.
Yeah. Good. Whoa. Haley, nice. You set me up to get rocked. I was catching it like that, Haley.
Haley?
Haley.
Help!
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. Go. Right here. They said that wasn't a shot.
They said dangerous propel.
The ball fully hit me in the leg. It's okay though.
I know. I should challenge.
It's really okay.
I know.
Allie Kennedy back to the playing surface. After she was struck with a ball with a shot in the opening half, she's like going immediately to the officials and going, I don't understand how you didn't see what I saw and what I felt. More importantly, she had the bruise to prove it. 7-7 getting set for the third quarter to begin. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you. This is the second season of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We're glad to have you on ESPN. Taylor Moreno has been rock solid between the pipes tonight, approaching a double-figure save game. Kaylee Waters at the opposite end, always ready to jump into action. We shout out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew. Another long day for them. They'll be with us on Saturday and Sunday when we start a little bit earlier, in fact. Double headers tonight, double headers on Saturday and Sunday afternoon all throughout the ESPN family of networks. As Allie Kennedy has possession, Team Arsenault is in the purple, Team Moreno in gold, Team Sam Apuzzo wearing blue this week. They triumphed over Team Amanda Johansson. Amanda's group is in the orange jerseys this weekend.
You couldn't draw up this game any better thus far. Each team has won a quarter. That's 20 points for every one of their members. When they won their quarters by a score of 4-3, that means things are tied up at 7, very evenly matched, but yet two different components when you look at the overall team. A lot of international experience.
Off the weave there, Kennedy pumped it wide, backed up by Cordingley.
For Team Arsenault, Team Moreno has a lot of youth, and they are sticking with the experienced veterans on the field.
11 seconds remaining in the 60-second shot clock that's favored by Athletes Unlimited. Hanging out behind the goal, that quick centering pass for Kenzie Kent gets away. Arsenault with 2 seconds to shoot, shoveled towards the goal and vacuumed up by Taylor Moreno. Moreno now into double figures. She has 10 stops. For every save she makes, it's 6 points. Looking for an overall leaderboard champion. There's only one that goes into the Book of Unlimited as a champ. There are 4 medals handed out. Stepping back in, Arsenault, who missed the last few games of last season. She was still one of the highest scoring midfielders in all of the league. Marie McCool likewise will exchange with the Shayna Pareka, the dangerous outside shooter. Kennedy veering towards the goal. Ran right through a double. Ball taken by Emma Trenchard. Trenchard is so good tactically and technically on defense for Team Moreno. Carr will clear. Scotty Rose Growney brings it ahead. You just saw the turnover story, bottom of the screen. Those can get very pricey for the individual who makes the turnover, and very beneficial for the person who gets credit for the cause, T.O. It's just like scoring a goal in this league. Ortega off the split, 2-person game. McCone behind the back, robbed there by Waters. Kaylee Waters with her 4th rejection on the night as Dowdy works back upfield.
We watched this save for Kaylee Waters. She almost thought the pass was going to go behind, but yet she got herself back into position to come up with that big save.
Emma Trenchard jogging with it. Stride for stride with her is Kenzie Kent. Successful clear for Team Moreno. We're awaiting the first goal, first points of this third quarter. Just now 3 minutes old. Molly Stevens, who was born in Maryland, raised in the California area. Molly going to the net, bouncer just wide of Waters. On the end line, it's the hustle of Fortunato that keeps the ball for Team Moreno. Fortunato breezing in, finds a turning Stevens. She shuffled that one wide of the goal. On the end line, Ortega gets credit. Shot clock down to 14. Ortega skips it inside beautifully. McCone has the hat trick.
Excellent vision offensively. This ball being brought in from out of bounds by Jamie Ortega. She was using her speed trying to get around Meg Dowdy right here. Defensively, we had a bunch of slide packages happening because all eyes were on Ortega, but too many defenders left. That left Lindsay McCone right on the doorstep of Kaylee Waters, and she was calm, cool, and collected, finishing that shot as we see her right here. Patience, faking high, putting it nice and low. Sometimes just that simple look with the head, the deception, the eyes, while your stick is doing something completely different is all you need.
Lindsay McCone bags her third of the game, fifth of the season. It's an 8-7 advantage now for Team Moreno. Inside the draw circle, while we work there, we watch and listen to Molly Doherty for a chair chat. Hey, Molly, do you know that Lindsay McCone favors black cherry ice cream? Would you go for a pint about that right about now?
No.
No
never.
black cherry for you?
I feel like fruit and dessert, fruit and ice cream is like a no.
That's a no. Yeah. All right, just wondering.
Personally, it's a no.
This is why we ask these questions, penetrating questions like that.
Molly, what was the message that you guys had at halftime coming into the second half?
You know, we looked at some of the stats, just kind of some areas of the game that we needed to close out. You know, we're losing ground balls. We need to be a little bit better on the draw. And we also just talked about the fact that we want to go on a run offensively, you know. So I think that we took some time to analyze where we can get better and coming out and just having a really great second half.
Molly, if I'm not mistaken, this is the second week that you've been an understudy to Taylor Moreno in goal, and she just seems like she's getting more and more comfortable between the pipes. Look at this, as she straightens up to make the stuff right there, point blank.
Molly, I could hear you at halftime talking with her about strategies, draw controls. She relies on you a lot from seeing things off of the field. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, we were competitors in college. We both really respect each other's game, and being able to help her, you know, every time I have the opportunity, I want to ask how I can help her. And right now, that's the role she needs from me, and that's exactly what I'm going to do in order to get that team win.
Molly Fortunato is having a huge day. This was a beautiful goal on a wraparound from behind the cage. We're about to take a look at it with you. Why don't you play sideline analyst for us? What makes Courtney so tough to score?
Courtney, you know, can just put a lot of sauce on the ball. She also hides the ball really well when she shoots. So it's definitely something that's really hard to stop as a goalkeeper. So she's pretty tough.
Molly, we hope we see you in there before too long. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
9-7 for Doherty and Team Moreno. Her captain is backstopping a very solid showing through nearly 3 quarters. Moreno well into double figures in terms of saves. Fortunato with her third goal of the game. And a 2-point advantage for Moreno. That's the largest on the night. And draw control. Another 2 points for Girardi, although it's a cause turnover takeaway for Allie Kennedy.
Allie Kennedy has been playing some of her best lacrosse. We're just 4 games into Athletes Unlimited. She had a tremendous world championship with Team USA as well. And if I'm going to go out on a limb, I'm going to say she's already doing better than what we saw in Season 1 of Athletes Unlimited.
I would agree with you. Arsenault getting into the alley. Floats this pass. It's a little tall for Kent. Kenzie and Majorana sandwiching Cookie Carr as Moreno vacuums that up in the goal circle. More than halfway through this third quarter, Cookie Carr will advance it to the midline and then some. Majorana there to ride as well as Kenzie Kent. It's a successful clear for Team Moreno. Ortega brings it along and Team Moreno will slow tempo now for a while. Stevens getting to the elbow there, well defended on the perimeter. Cooper wanted a foul call. Waters left the cage to come up with the ground ball scoop on the end line. Kaylee badgered by Stevens with help coming from Girardi. This is forced out of bounds. Great work by Girardi and her friends on the ride, forcing the turnover and right back to work offensively, 6-on-6. We do have a timeout with 3:34 to go. What was a 7-7 game at the half has changed. Lindsay McCone off the skip. Thank you very much. That's a slam dunk. Few moments later, it would be Fortunato. Fancy. That's fancy on ESPN. Team Moreno closing in on potentially 20 more points for all 14 players on the roster. That's what happens in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse when you win a quarter. And for the moment, it's those 2 points, those goals from McCone and Fortunato, that have given Team Taylor Moreno a 9-7 lead. Speaking of more lacrosse on ESPN, Saturday we have Premier Lacrosse League action. PLL play between the Archers and Atlas. 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on ESPN. That game is coming from Texas. The Archers, plenty of offensive pop. Messrs. Holman, Manny, and Schreiber leading the way for that group. Pretty tight at the top of the PLL standings, right? You have 4 teams that have 4 wins or more as we get set to continue third quarter action with Athletes Unlimited. 9-7 your score. Team Arsenault is in purple. Dempsey Arsenault at the end of last week placed 4th on the Geico leaderboard. As a result, the top 4 are captains. You see Becca Block checking her phone there in the stands. But you now look at the Geico leaderboard that is led by Santa Apuzzo. She's climbed 2 spots today.
A lot of interchanging happening with the leaderboard right there. It all depends on the quarter points as well as the overall wins. But as we look at our fans in the stands, we have Mira Shane, Becca Block, Kayla Trainer, who just recently retired from Team USA, Britt Reed, a lot of them watching their friends and getting a little scout before their next game.
As you shuffle through the leaderboard with us, the jersey colors being worn this week are the colors to the left of those names. It's a cumulative running tally. Kayla Trainer, we saw her in the stands. Court, you mentioned the magnificent attacker. She placed 7th overall last year, and that was even with missing 3 games over a weekend, not playing this summer in Athletes Unlimited due to a personal scheduling conflict. In gold, it's Team Moreno with Ortega sweeping across the 8-meter key. Almost halfway through the shot clock, 60 seconds in Athletes Unlimited. Scotty Rose Growney lost the handle. She said she was held, and she was. That's the call made. The officials, Bowers, Wakis, Porter, Kramer, and Kondracki tonight.
This hold right here on her arms by Sarah Cooper, the defensive player, is going to result in her having an 8-meter free position.
Scotty Rose Growney sent it wide of Waters. On the end line, you see Fortunato closest to the ball on a shot. Where and when it leaves the playing field. Gets possession. Girardi slams on the brakes. Sturdy defense was delivered to her. Pass inside from Fortunato trying to hook up with Stevens. That was low. And off the deck, it's scooped by the captain, Dempsey Arsenault. No player in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse history has been a captain more than Arsenault.
Right here we see on that shot, defensive player Marie McCool tangling up with Jill Girardi. A lot of physicality on the field, a little bit tougher than what we're generally used to seeing at the NCAA level, but these players are faster, stronger, fitter.
McCool setting up shop against Girardi. Split dodge there, she lost her balance for an instant. Through the weave with Hallie Majorana. Shot clock under 20. Checking over her shoulder, Kenzie Kent. Moving it in there quickly. That pass should have been in the cross accordingly. Must have taken her eyes off of it. And it belongs to Taylor Moreno. Cookie Carr will advance. Double teamed along the sideline. Gets away from the ride. Moreno likes to get involved in the clear. She throws a neat pass and snaps that one right on the button for Trencher.
Not surprisingly, both she and Kaylee Waters love to get involved in the clear. Kaylee Waters last year running all the way down, taking a shot even.
That wouldn't surprise me if she does it again. Same for Moreno. Really good with the ball in their cross. Fortunato on the go, lets it go, score! Fortunato with her 4th.
Courtney Fortunato has been feeling it offensively. When you look at her first 3 goals tonight, as we take a look back, Courtney Fortunato seeing lanes that are in front of her, capitalizing by challenging with no defensive slides coming, and then fake flips, creating her own space. She has been disciplined, patient, and giving a lot of effort, just like that backhanded shot. And then this is her final goal of the night, goal number 4. Defensively, nobody's on her hands, and I'm really surprised with that. She has been a shooter, and she has been deadly with her accuracy. You want to step up and take away any space from her, because if you give it to her, she's going to make you pay.
Having a blockbuster night is Courtney Fortunato. She has 4 in this game. Last season, she was one of only a handful in Athletes Unlimited to score 5 goals in one game. She did that against Team Wood. The only other players with 5 in a game, Oldmiller did it twice, Apuzzo and Alex Ost-Holman. We let you know about Athletes Unlimited merchandise, new season, new look. Be sure to check out all the brand new Athletes Unlimited items, including lacrosse player name and number tees. Go to your shop.auprosports.com to purchase yours today. Mira Shane. I see Mira Shane in the red stripes checking out the merchandise tent. 10-7 for Team Moreno. She's Mike. Let's go into the game with the captain and keeper.
Hedge over! Center! Center! Oh, way to get a piece of that, Kelly! Kelly, great job! Matt!
Always offering encouragement to her mates. Moreno with a 3-0 advantage. Her team driving towards another 20 points on the leaderboard. Every time your team wins an individual quarter, it's worth 20 for everybody on your side. If you win the game, it's 45 plus. And then they get into the MVP voting, which adds additional points for players as they climb up the leaderboard. We'll crown one champion in mid-August with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Girardi going to walk down the wing, trying to get away from the grip of Sarah Cooper. Fortunato has been a tough cover. Courtney Taylor now gets that assignment. Ortega backpedaling away, final 31 seconds. There's about a 4-second differential in the shot clock. Great pass, just pumped wide. Girardi had the net yawning there for a moment. Bringing it in off the end line, it's Fortunato again. Matched up with the defense of McCool. Girardi makes a neat split dodge, gets inside, and she was hammered. Fouled up high. The official bringing play to a halt. That's Julie Wakes making this call. Jill Girardi will go one-on-one from the free position 8-meter key against Kaylee Waters. You'll see it develop right before your eyes. Snapshot there. Waters kneels to reject it. The rebound scoop. 7 seconds, then 6. Fortunato with a great pass. McPartland to the top shelf. A buzzer beater.
Excellent offensive effort to keep this ball alive. The attack, riding hard, creating the turnover, letting the ball move quickly. Courtney Fortunato finding McPartland. Right on the opposite side, we see this backhanded feed and a nice little power finish. That was almost a quick stick. Tremendous ball movement, very poised offensively, finding that open player.
Fortunato doing a little bit of everything. How about this backhand shovel pass to pick up the assist That's worth 4 points. The McPartland goal is worth 12, and you'll see it singe the short side there. Turn and rake for Waters. Taylor Moreno very pleased. His punch at the other end. Her team is about to win 20 points for the quarter, outscoring Team Arsenault 4-love in this frame as the horn sounds. 10 minutes to go in regulation. Team Moreno with the 11-7 advantage. We will get you back to USA headquarters in just a few moments. We'll go down the stretch. Trust me, I'm voting for Courtney Fortunato for MVP in this game so far. 3/4 of the way home, Team Moreno an 11-7 leader. And in that third quarter, another 20 points for everybody dressed in gold as we have 10 minutes to play now in the fourth. Folks, be sure to check out our next WNBA game. It's on ESPN and the app. Brianna Stewart leading the Storm against Elena Deladon and the Mystics. Seattle, second best in the West in the WNBA. Washington, third in the East. It all comes your way Saturday at noon Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific. Folks in the stands are having a great time here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. We're in Sparks, Maryland, about 20 minutes north of Baltimore. It's a Thursday night. Game number 8 of 24 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse's second season of play. For Team Arsenault, Kaylee Waters went the first 3 quarters in cage, and we are now about to see number 99, Paulina DeFada, on her way to the goal circle. She played her graduate school season at the University of Pittsburgh and was just fantastic. There were times that she was practically willing her team to win in the ACC. Kaylee will doff her cap and watch from the sidelines. 43% for Waters in week 1. DeFada, who's a financial analyst, Court, she just moved to the Charlotte, North Carolina area with a few of her mates. Waters finishing up her night with 5 stops to this point. Moreno into double figs. And it is Team Arsenault trying to snap out of a lengthy drought that's approaching 12 minutes time as we are off and running in the fourth. And only 3 shots over the last 12 minutes against Moreno. She's not been overworked by any stretch.
You know what they've been able to put together from the defensive end of the field all the way to the attacking side. It truly is what they talked about at halftime. It was going on a run, and that entire third quarter was all about them.
Accordingly, as usual, with a bounce in her step away from Cookie Carr. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. There is a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. Dempsey Arsenault backpedaling away from Lindsay McCone. Arsenault from the severe angle keeps it hot to Majorana. Outside the arc and closing in, it's Cordingley. Shot clock's at 10 right now. Off the split dodge from left to right, snaking her way in there and decked. Flattened by the hit was Cordingley. She was rattled by Molly Little. A goggles adjustment will be required.
Another 8-meter free position awarded at this point. We haven't seen any go in. Defensively, they've been crashing hard and goalies have been good.
Cordingley maneuvers in, folds it over, stopped there by Moreno. And the follow-up chance was slapped wide. Played on the end line with a backup by Hallie Majorana. Majorana trying to go inside roll against Moreno, who has a dozen stops tonight. She's there to face up on Kenzie Kent. Inside roll coming. Bounce shot. Cordingley, does it count, or was she in the circle? A goal circle violation, no goal for Aurora Cordingley. Now Girardi to bring it ahead. If you're just tuning in with us, just past the top of the hour, Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you. In gold, it is Team Moreno on the lead by 4. Team Arsenault is dressed in purple.
As we watch Aurora Cordingley tiptoe around that crease, her toes were both on the line. Great call by the referees. Team Arsenault trying to get back into this game, doing whatever it takes, but staying out of the goal circle a necessity.
Scotty Rose Growney, tall attacker, getting topside on Meg Dowdy, who shoves her below goal line extended now. Dowdy, such a physical force. This is shoveled high. Ortega opened up for an instant. 10 seconds to shoot, bringing it off the end line. Fortunato outside that 8-meter key. Score from beyond that arc. You'll get 2 for your team, 16 for yourself. McCool knows all about that. She had a couple last year. Courtney Taylor will haul it ahead. Courtney has the ability to make great checks and really not lose defensive positioning. She's so good with her footwork. This snapshot, score! On the run, there's no stopping Allie Kennedy.
Allie Kennedy continuing her dominance on the field. She's most threatening when she is at full speed, has a head full of steam, out of transition. She willed this ball into goal. We see her, she had split to the left-hand side. That's her non-dominant hand. But in this league, nobody has a non-dominant, and that was a rocket of a shot.
She's such a fun scorer from the midfield. You think about the attack work of her Stony Brook chum, her Team USA chum, Kylie Ohlmiller, who's injured, who's not playing in this Athletes Unlimited season. Kennedy has such punch to her moves. Everything is done with an emphatic oomph as she dents the twine again, ending the lengthy drought for Arsenault. Ortega marching right back for Team Moreno in gold with just now 7 minutes to play in the fourth. You see the long time since Arsenault put one on the score sheet. Nice face dodge move from Fortunato. She'll flip to Vanthoff from deep. She scores! Taylor Vanthoff.
You know, I almost thought that Team Moreno in goal, that they were going to take their time a little bit. Allow the shot clock to count down. Make Team Arsenault have to come out and pressure them. That nice little flip pass from Courtney Fortunato. Again, defensively, with nobody stepping out and being on the hands of the attackers, they have a lot of time, room, and space to release shots. Like the little bouncer that Vanthoff added on that shot, changing up the look that Defat is seeing in goal.
Vanthoff responding just 27 seconds after Kennedy made it 11-8. It's 12-8 for Team Moreno in gold. Vanthoff, who has tallies in 3 of 4 games this summer. We're not far from Loyola, are we, Court? She was a 2-time Loyola Maryland Female Athlete of the Year during her collegiate days. Girardi brings it along for Ortega, and then Vanthoff. Let's see if Team Moreno, with a 4-point advantage, will slow the tempo now, try to shorten the time remaining in the fourth. If you weren't with us earlier in the day, Team Apuzzo downing Team Johansson 12-6. Apuzzo, North, O'Donnell, and Mastriani, all multi-goal scorers in that one. Off the turnover, exactly what Arsenault needed. And on the fly, here comes a spark plug, Kennedy. Kennedy looking for numbers, no break here. As subs come on, Arsenault will get in. Shayna Parekha has not pulled the trigger on any shots from behind the arc. It may be coming off of her cross pretty soon, with her team down by 4. In the fourth quarter alone, you're thinking about those 20 points. It's a 1-1 split as of right now. McCool on the go, losing her check, fires and scores! Beautiful footwork by Marie McCool.
Team Arsenault, they are not done yet. There's still plenty of time on the clock. Lacrosse is a game of runs. And so far in this fourth quarter, Team Arsenault is up 2-1, but they still have some work to do as the overall score is 9-12 in Moreno's favor. Marie McCool, 6th goal of the season, second tonight, but she is a workhorse all over the field, causing turnovers as we've seen her do many times.
You know, it's interesting. She didn't have the best goal-scoring week last week, but she's #1 in draw control. She's tied for first in caused turnovers. She just has the way to fill up the stat sheet and it's got to be music to the ears of the way Athletes Unlimited is scored. McCool up to 3 points tonight, 2 goals and an assist. The deficit is 3 with a little bit more than 5 minutes with which to work. And they get the ball back again. Arsenault off the draw control. Exactly what the doctor ordered if you are rooting for the team in purple. McCool thinking about going to the cage again against Pelton and Girardi. Switch it up back behind the net. Lurking there, it's Kenzie Kent. Such a talented playmaker. She's worked over by Emma Trencher. Put it up top to Shayna Pareca. Playing a little 2- and 3-person game. Works off the screen. Pelton there in her hip pocket. There's the 2. Sidewinder that goes wide of the goal. Shayna Pareca among the league leaders in 2-point tallies last summer. 4:50 left. The shot clock was reset. That shot appeared to go wide.
And that's what I believe the referees are going to be discussing at this point. They want to make sure that they get the right call. So they pull it together. Everybody talks about what they saw. And so it looks like they may be adjusting that.
Normally you get a shot clock reset on a goalie save or a ball that hits the framework of the goal, pipe or crossbar, but that appeared to go wide from our vantage point, and they are setting it back to 21 seconds to shoot. Rory Cordingley will yield it. Kenzie Kent delicately around that 8-meter key. This bounce shot goes wide. Tracked down by Cordingley. She has her defender hung up. McCool. Split dodge from right hand to left. Rolling back. Good defensive posture from Little. Excellent, one might say, against the high-scoring McCool. And this ball belongs to Team Moreno. 4:23 left. A timeout on the field. We'll take it with the athletes. Get you back for more Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. All righty, 20 points on the line for the fourth quarter. That's led by Team Arsenault, as you can tell, 2-1. What matters most is winning the overall game. Team Moreno has the advantage 12-9 with a little bit more than 4 minutes to play in the fourth. Courtney Fortunato has been all over this highlight reel.
What I love about Courtney Fortunato is she has changed up where she is dodging from each and every time. Her team cleared a lane from her from behind at X. Then she had a sweeping dodge off of a little flip. We see that anytime you're on the field and you are able to catch the defense by surprise, that's doing something new each and every time. This time she's coming around from the left side of X with a nice little backhanded flip shot. And then she had a top dodge. So looking to do something different each time keeps the defense on their toes. A little power shot as opposed to one on the run. Courtney Fortunato has been impressive.
And those are help her out with assists. For every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspiration is planting 10 trees. When we started today, they had committed to 590. That number continues to climb. Courtney Fortunato has a recurring nightmare that she's late to the game and she can't find her stick. Boy, she's brought her cross today in fine style.
Stop it. I still have the nightmare that I forgot about a college class. And then they did the final and I never went.
Wow, that's exactly one of my recurring nightmares, that I forgot to drop the class.
Yes,
and
me too.
I'm required to go to the final without having not been to a single class.
Good thing we have the same
It's
grades.
very easy to psychoanalyze this. Very easy. Team Gold, the gold team is Team Moreno. Team Arsenault is in purple. As we reset things for you with 4:12 to play. It's just a 3-point deficit, and with a 2-point arc, that 8-meter key in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, every game is tight right down the stretch until you're really throttling a team. Team Apuzzo, 12-6 victors over Team Johansson. This is Team Moreno in gold. They get Apuzzo's squad 4 p.m. Saturday on ESPN2. Team Arsenault on Saturday faces Team Johansson. That's 1:30. You can see it on ESPN+. Ortega maneuvers in. Nice pass. Ugh. Rattled there was Scotty Rose Growney as her shot floated high over the cage. They'll restart it off the end line. Dowdy digging in defensively. She's been at the hip of Ortega most of the night. McPartland on the go. Lost it. It's a turnover to McCool. Marie McCool flying back. Looks to Cordingley. One more Majorana. Across the crease. Beautiful score! Kenzie Kent. The definition of great ball movement on a fast break.
From the defensive end of the field, Kelly McPartland getting on the hands. Excellent job. And then we see Marie McCool striding it out offensively, all the way into the hands of 1, 2, 3 players before it finds Kenzie Kent, all the way on the left side of the crease. Excellent ball movement. Good job transitioning from the defensive end of the field.
When you and I go to practice, we see them practicing those moves time after time after time. If you're on the offensive side, what's the key to ball movement like that? It never seems to rest in anybody's stick.
You don't want it in anybody's stick for longer than a few seconds, and that was certainly back and forth from one person to the other. And I said Kelly McPartland, I want to make sure to give credit where credit is due. Defensively, a little bit difficult to see these gold jerseys, but I think from the defensive end, it might have been 24, Ali Palermo, who came up with that caused turnover. I don't know where number 6 came from, but excellent job by her.
12-10 now, nail-biting time. And Team Arsenault in the purple has the ball and a chance to draw within one or perhaps tie things this offensive trip. Been a big advantage for them at the draw circle. They need the possessions. Behind the cage, Cordingley will sneak against Carr. Move it up top. Here comes Kennedy. Matching her stride for stride, it's Molly Little. Shot clock's at 12. McCool gets it in Arsenault's cross. The captain ready to go to the goal. Cordingley against Girardi. Stopping, starting. Cat and mouse game, and Girardi fouled Cordingley behind the goal. This is going to be a card. This is going to be player up for a minute.
This is the second yellow card for Jill Girardi of Team Moreno this game. And this is a big offensive set for Team Arsenault in the purple jerseys. Aurora Cordingley has gotten beat up this game. However, that foul has given an extra 60 seconds. It's a fresh shot clock right now, so player up for 1 entire minute.
Courtney, there seems to be enough time with 2:13 that you don't have to think about 2 automatically right now. Am I right?
Absolutely. Take your time, get the sure thing, and then you can win the draw and tie this game up.
Let's see how it all shapes up from the end zone in front of Marina. Majorana playing catch with Cordingley. Player up for another 45 ticks. There are 43 seconds left in the shot clock. Majorana, who has a couple of helpers tonight, +4 for every assist you get. Into the alleyway. That great pass for Majorana. Big save, Moreno. Her 13th on the night. Huge at a critical juncture of the game. Now McPartland roaring ahead. Kennedy tries to chase her down. Move it quickly. Snapshot just sailed high from Stevens from the flank. 1:27, time ticking. Regulation, if we are tied, we would go to a 3-minute sudden victory overtime. Scotty Rose Growney with Team Moreno in gold, trying to play keep away now. Ragging time off the remaining fourth quarter clock. Vanthof takes it on one skip. Taylor Vanthof, better than 1,000 points last season on the leaderboard.
And time is not on Team Arsenault's side. They need to step out, make sure to pressure a little bit so no clean shots are taken on goal.
Team Moreno can't stall for much longer. Only 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Ortega going to work back behind, feed Stevens, and the shot clock expires. So here it is. The final possession now belongs to Team Arsenault. Courtney Taylor, the rookie out of Boston College, on the clear. Finds the open player, that's McCool. 28 seconds left, and now you have to be thinking, too, as Team Arsenault, facilitator Renee Olson, Captain Dempsey Arsenault, asking for time. Really good lacrosse game. Moreno outstanding in goal for her side with 13 saves, trying to hold Allie Kennedy at bay. It's a 2-point lead with 27 left. The team in purple, Team Arsenault, has possession. All right, Courtney Martinez-Connor, you're their offensive coordinator. What are you setting up?
Well, first of all, the fact that they called a timeout was most important. They are now able to get the ball into the ever-capable hands of Kenzie Kent, Dempsey Arsenault, maneuvering it to Marie McCool, Allie Kennedy. They have so many different players options. They want to draw up an offensive set where it has one player to the next. It's not any one look at cage where they need to have options off of it. So attacking from X, moving the ball to an elbow for a quick ISO, cuts inside. They need to have a lot of different looks. I talk about Aurora Cordingley, Hallie Majorana, just so many threats that you want to make sure to keep the defense honest in this point.
And they'll be taking shots at 77 in the goal. Taylor Moreno, who has been tip-top in the cage this evening. She's our Geico Defensive Player of the Game provider with all of her stuffs and saves. Going to be full of bruises tonight, but well worth it if she can hold off against Team Arsenault from here.
She has done an outstanding job from both downtown as well as in tight. One of my favorite was her jumping, closing those legs right there, almost making her hit off of the shin. She's done a great job of just being versatile in goal, stepping out when she needed to, being active in the clear.
Let's see what Team Arsenault drew up. 27 seconds left. They need 2. There's an 8-meter key in Athletes Unlimited. You have to have your feet behind that arc when you deliver the shot for it to count as a 2. We saw Kelsey Huff dramatically tie a game with a 2 last week in the final 7 seconds of a game. Now it's Shayna Pareca looking for the sweep. Pareca likely to pull the trigger. There it is. She sent it wide. And the backup for Moreno. As if she needed a dozen more points. Her hustle forces the turnover. This game's in the books. Moreno and company a winner by the final of 12-10.
They certainly made this game exciting. A little push by Team Arsenault in the fourth quarter. They won the fourth quarter, those 20 points. However, the overall game going to Team Moreno. The effort that they had, they were poised, patient, disciplined all over the field. They should be proud from the defensive end all the way to the attacking side, especially in that third quarter, which was the biggest benefit for them overall.
Team Arsenault can take some solace by winning the fourth, as you mentioned, Court, 3-1. But in the grand scheme of things, it's Team Moreno, a 12-10 victor on the heels of an earlier in the day Team Apuzzo 12-6 victory over Team Johansson. Taylor Moreno made it all shine in the goal. She is getting well-deserved congratulations on the sideline. Victorious on this Thursday night, Game 8 of 24 that will play this season. We're all about doubleheaders. These two teams will be involved with the doubleheaders on Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon that you can see all across the ESPN family of networks. The exchange of good sportsmanship and pleasantries. We'll see you again down the line. Remember, these teams, Courtney and Athletes Unlimited, they're unique. They're going to change week to week by Captain's Draft every Monday. A draft you can see Monday night, 7 Eastern on YouTube with John Brickley.
It's exciting to watch each and every week new teams. Every week I'm excited with the teams that they put out, and then the following week I'm more excited. So the fact that you can play with one person one week, a different one the next, is what's exciting about this league, Athletes Unlimited, as well as the leaderboard, how that can change at the drop of a hat.
No surprise that our cameras were landing there for a moment on Courtney Fortunato. She was incredible. Kelly McPartland getting some refreshments post-game, but Fortunato with 4 goals and 1 assist last check. There she is dialing in on MVP. I don't know if you can vote for yourself, but she should find 15 gold on that paddle and put in some points as Taylor Moreno celebrates a very solid showing. Taylor is wearing the microphone for us. We can go into the game with the captain and keeper.
Sick. Great job. Like, the crashes were great. You guys held your sticks up, and they were the ones making the mistakes. That was awesome.
Taylor Moreno, a 12-10 victor over Dempsey Arsenault's squad by that final over 40 minutes. And Taylor is just chilling now, ready to chair chat with us and after the game. And Taylor, from where you saw it play out through the 4 quarters, what was the difference tonight?
I think it was just our team not letting up. We obviously were coming up with some tough ground balls, some tough plays, really trying to take care of the ball. And at the end of the day, these guys really put all their energy and effort into coming out with a big win tonight.
Taylor, what do you think was the turning point in this game when you guys felt like you had it in hand?
I just think the team looking at us, even though we were, down at one point or purple one on a run, these guys stayed composed on both ends of the field. And I think just seeing how they were acting and how they were, pumping each other up even when we were down, that's, I think, when we knew that we were going to come out with a win.
Taylor, I don't think an apology is necessary, but at the outset of the game, I was saying about Courtney Fortunato, she was really quiet last week. Anything but this time around. How would you rate her game?
She was phenomenal. We were trying to get her out of her shell, and she certainly popped out of it. So we needed her to step up, and she did, and she played amazing.
Taylor, we're about to show a rip of your saves. Another double-figure save total for you, 13 of them and counting, and it was fun to watch you work again.
Thank you guys so much. It was so much fun.
Taylor Moreno, from all angles, working behind a hard-working defense as she snuffed out save after save. That last one there from point-blank range.
Taylor, what do you think the key is in net? Obviously, it's the defense in front of you, but a large part to you in goal.
Well, now with it, there's 6v6, a couple less bodies out there on the field. So for me, it's really just trying to focus on seeing the ball, seeing it move, because this ball moves so much quicker because there's 6 people around. So these guys are great shooters, and at the end of the day, I just have to really try to stay patient, reading the ball, and then taking care of it on the defensive clear. So those are just some things that we've been focusing on and trying to not let the franticness of the other team's offense make us frantic on defense. So that's just been something we've been preaching. Cookie Carr with a vet defender with us, she was certainly yelling that during the game of to take care of the ball, keep our composure, stay calm, because that's what's going to translate to the calm and composure on the other end.
Taylor, it sure looks like pro lacrosse suits you well. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you guys very much.
Big save totals for Moreno, and at crucial times as well as they down Team Arsenault. We look at what's ahead, what's coming. Courtney, those double headers persist over the weekend. We'll do it in the daylight.
We'll do it in the daylight with a bit more heat. I would imagine that we're going to see more timeouts as the sun is shining bright. It is definitely hotter, not as cool as those evening games, but great lacrosse nonetheless.
So much fun in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 2 from USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland, on a day when Team Apuzzo and Team Moreno add to their win totals. For Courtney Martinez-Connor, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks so much for your time. Be sure to join us on Saturday. That's on ESPN+. Another set of doubleheaders begins 1:30 Eastern on Saturday. Should be a treat, as this one was tonight for Team Moreno.